Here. Sorry I'm a bit late with the harsh truth this week, but this is another episode of the harsh truth. This is episode 6. Thank you for everybody who has been supporting and following and sharing all the good stuff. Once again, if you like the message or if the message moves you in some kind of way from these videos and whatnot, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Well, tonight's episode of the harsh truth is about vigilantism and also who would you die for? That's the issues of this evening. This is more of a discussion as opposed to a harsh truth. But hey, the show's called The Harsh Truth, so it is what it is. Now let's start with vigilantism. I'm gonna keep talking while I wait for somebody who wants to chime in on this one. But vigilantism, since as far as most of us is concerned, since 1971, Charles Bronson made a movie called Death Wish, which brought the genre of vigilante movies to the forefront. And then you got movies of this era which have further romanticized the concept, Boondock Saints, law-abiding citizen, shit like that. But vigilantism is where a person takes the law in their own hands, either to defend their fellow countrymen, their children, their homes, or as an act of revenge. Either way is considered to be you're considered to be a vigilante. Now, it's not to say it's the same as self-defense, because self-defense is using whatever means necessary to make sure you continue living in the face of danger. They're two different things, okay? I do believe, however, if vigilantism was a bigger thing as it was back in the post-Civil War days or the pre-Civil War days, it should be a lot different. Because let's face it, you have cowboys and the Pinkertons and the legal vigilantes. You had the U.S. Marshals. They were like the tell-all be-all when it came to fucking exacting vengeance for a fucking price. I'm just saying. But that's vigilantism, and like I said, that's a topic for discussion and see how people actually feel about that. Oh, and the Texas Rangers, yes sir. Texas Rangers, U.S. Marshals, both were spawned from the Pinkertons. A lot of people won't tell you that, but it is true. And yes, the Pinkertons were a higher group of fucking thugs who pretty much were criminals themselves, who were leftovers from the fucking Civil War. Anywho. Oh, and the Boxer Rebellion as well. Like I said, I'm just putting that out there as far as if anybody wants to talk about that. But let's go on to the next subject. The next subject being, who would you die for? Now, that's a subject that a lot of people won't know what to exactly answer, because the first thing everybody's going to say is, oh, I would die for my kids, or I would die for my loved ones. Well, if you're going to die for somebody, in my personal opinion, I'm going to lay my life on the line for my children, because my children are the ones who are going to carry on my legacy. Now, people are going to be like, whoa, Jay, you wouldn't die for your loved one if something happened? Fuck no. And no, it does not mean I love them any less. But I'm not going to die for anybody other than my children, because my children are the only ones who are going to actually carry on my legacy. Now, I know that seems selfish, but let's break that down for a second. One of the oldest human instincts is self-preservation. One of the oldest instincts, period, is self-preservation, along with reproduction. But even reproduction in itself is still a form of self-preservation. But I'm not going to die for anybody besides my children, because yes, that is true. Like I said, again, first thing people are going to say, die for your children. Well, I'm not going to die for anybody besides my children, because honestly, at the end of the day, you sacrifice yourself for somebody else so they can live. But are they going to carry on your legacy? Because the sad truth is, most people are either going to forget your name, forget the things that you've done, forget your sacrifice, or they're going to move on with their lives. Once again, that seems fucking selfish, but once again, one of the oldest instincts is self-preservation. Now, I know there's a lot of people who wanted to get on here and talk about some things. Let's see. See if we can find some folks. But like I said, those are my two subjects. Vigilantism, well, the act of being a vigilante, and who would you die for? Any takers? Because like I said, this is a show of the people. I want to know your opinions. I want to know your views. This is not just my show. Fuck, if it was just my show, I'd be talking about all kinds of crazy shit. Instead, I wind up talking about religion and bullshit like that. That's starting to get boring. Now, Ms. Newton, why would you die for your children and no one else? In your own opinion. Same for you, Corey. Who would you lay down your life for? Because like I said, my opinion is children, just my children. Doesn't mean I love my partner any less, but I'm not about to lay my life down for anybody who is not going to actually carry on my legacy. Selfish, yes, but seems to be a common consensus. We're going to lay our lives down for our children. Sorry, I'm reading comments, my bad. Ah, that's a good one. Lay down our lives for our country. You know, I did sign up at one point to lay down my life for my country. But now that I'm out of the military, I've served and all that good stuff, I sit back and I think to myself, if I would lay down my life for my country, who would have cared? No one. Unless you do some really heroic shit. If you're just out there behind the wire, you fucking get killed, who the hell's going to care? Your family? Yeah. Children? Hopefully you have them, so once again, they can carry on who you were. But let's face it, eventually wives and husbands, they grieve and they move on and you become a memory. The next war happens and you just became another dead soldier. It's kind of fucked up, but I will say, now that I'm older and wiser, I've learned that I pretty much was going to lay down my lives for people who do not even respect my value as a human being, let alone a soldier. It sucks to say, but it's the real deal. Now, come on, man. Like I said, I want to hear everybody's opinion. Like I said, this show is for y'all. I see on Facebook everybody has an opinion about everything, but these are two subjects that I'm pretty sure a lot of folks would actually have an opinion on. Good evening, Miss Fuentes. Or, excuse me, Miss White. My bad. Like I said, welcome to the harsh truth. Tonight's subject is the act of being a vigilante. And who or what would you lay your life down the line for? Yeah, I could say that the people of this nation could be inconsiderate fucks, but that's not everybody. Not everybody's an inconsiderate fuck. I mean, yes, if you lost your life in the line of duty, I'm sorry, y'all. I keep pausing. I'm trying to read these comments. My bad. All right. Well, once again, yes, you're talking about your children. That's to be expected. A lot of people are going to lay down their lives for their children. Because like I said, children are what's going to carry on who you were. They are literally your genetic copy. Anybody else, like I said, wives and husbands and girlfriends and boyfriends and shit, eventually they move on with their lives. And your sacrifice was so they could live. But are they going to honor your sacrifice in any way besides living? Like I said, what's everybody's opinion on this? Because this was actually a conversation I had earlier, and I was told that no, I wasn't told but that if you were not willing to lay down your life for your loved one, then you didn't actually love them. How do people feel about that? What do you think about that one? Well, Anna, it's been proven time and time again that, I mean, it hasn't been until recent years that people who go off to war are actually honored in an open forum, as opposed to, like, I'm not gonna lie, the guys in Vietnam and shit in Korea, man, they came back, they had hard lives. World War I, World War II, those guys came back and had hard lives, if they even came back. I mean, hell, there's still guys that fought in those wars today that are just now being honored for the sacrifices they made. And there's guys who have children, great grandchildren, and great grandchildren who are alive today because of the sacrifices made. Now, those guys honor their fellow brothers in arms, but as far as the general American public, they're like, oh yeah, you guys are heroes. But then the next new thing, the next fucking chicken sandwich comes along, everybody's forgot your fucking name already. Can anybody fucking tell me that the name of that kid that fucking gave his life trying to save his little sister from being beat the hell up by his stepdad? Can anybody tell me that kid's name? Anybody? I didn't think so. See, that's what I'm talking about. Sacrifice is an honorable thing. However, who is going to honor your sacrifice? Let me see, who do I got out there? Good evening, Miss Brown McNeil. How you doing? Jesse, you're an old Marine. How do you feel about this? Now, Anna, you're absolutely right. Unfortunately, the general public are sheep, and they will follow just about anybody or anything that keeps their attention span for that fucking long. And nobody really wants to be like, oh, well, shit, I'm here and able to do the things I do because of the sacrifices made by certain people. No, I got your point. Don't worry about it. I use talk to text all the time. Well, looks like my time is almost up here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and round this off with the harsh truth of the evening. Okay? Harsh truth is, if you're going to sacrifice yourself, if you're going to sacrifice your life, make sure that it's for a good cause. Make sure it's for somebody who's going to carry on your legacy. Make sure it's going to be for people who honor what you gave in order for them to live, in order for them to have their way of life. Don't be suckered into these systems who are going to tell you, oh, yeah, you're doing a great job and we want you to do this for us. But they're not going to, honor what your sacrifice. They're not going to honor your hard work. So take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Love you guys. Once again, this has been another episode of The Harsh Truth. Like and subscribe if you like what the message is. If it, share. I can't keep this going without your guys' support. This show is just as much for you guys as it is for me. This is your show. This is your opinion. This is the stuff that you talk about and you want to talk about. Like I said, love you guys. You have yourselves a great night.